Final Four action, Connecticut, UCLA, we are underway. In Tampa. Final Four action, Connecticut, UCLA,
the national championship is on the line.
In Tampa. Winner will face South Carolina.
The national championship is on the line.
UConn starting out in a man-to-man,
of course. What you're keeping your eye on, Lauren Betts, and how UConn can defend her. In a man-to-man, comes over the steal, easy fire.
Lauren Betts, and how UConn can defend her.
A good sign for Connecticut. Comes over the steal, easy one to go through for fun. A good sign for Connecticut
to get an early one to go through for fun. Turn the ball over and lead to easy buckets the other way for Connecticut.
Connecticut already has too many layups, too many threes. You have a lot of ball turnovers that Connecticut already has easier. Too many layups, too many threes. You have a lot of ball turnovers, and they get those even easier. Here comes the freshman Sarah Strong. Iron it off. Sarah Strong digs in and lays it off. Here comes the freshman Sarah Strong here for Connecticut.
Sarah Strong digs in and lays it off. In transition,
a good start here for Connecticut.
The Connecticut coaching staff has been telling Sarah Strong transition. Take it yourself, shoot it. Do not pass it. Coaching staff has been telling Sarah Strong, take it yourself, shoot it. Do not pass it. They need her to be aggressive offensively.
Terrific in this tournament, averaging 17 points, 12 rebounds, leading the team in assists as well. In this tournament, averaging 17 points, 12 rebounds, leading the team in assists as well. Her first. And a foul called here on
Sarah Strong, a post player with handles. You see Caitlin Chen running the left side of the floor. Could a pass have been made by Sarah Strong? You see Caitlin Chen running the left side of the floor. Could a pass have been made by Sarah Strong? Maybe, but it wasn't part of what was in her mind because of what the coaches have been telling her.
Here's Betts getting another 22 points on 8 of 13 shooting in the Elite Eight. And finishes. Here's Betts getting another touch. Lauren Betts gets a touch and good things happen for UCLA.
That time, Connecticut does not
gets a touch and good things happen for UCLA.
Expect them to do a variety of things defensively against Betts in this game. Double team.
Alfie waits.
Expect them to do a variety of things defensively against Betts in this game.
Alfie waits. Ted gets denied by Betts. The 100th block of the season for Lauren Betts. Here with Connecticut, averaging more than 3. The 100th block of the season for Lauren Betts.
She does a great job. Uses her dribble, turns, finishes, can go over either shoulder. She does a great job. Uses her dribble, turns, finishes, can go over either shoulder.
Inbound to Strong, left it short. Duga leads the rebound.
Did Kiki Rice get a piece of that, maybe?
Inbound to Strong, left it short. Duga leads the rebound.
Did Kiki Rice get a piece of that, maybe?
Nice response from UCLA. Rice, after the first 4, went to UConn in transition. Nice response from UCLA. After the first 4, went to UConn in transition. Beckers off. Now Alfie, the offensive board, get up and down. Beckers.
There was a switch on the
on-ball screen,
which left Betts on page. There was a switch, and that left a guard on Janet screen, which left she was able to get that offensive board put back.
Alina Arnesalo into the game
she was able to get that offensive board put back.
Alina Arnesalo into the game for UCLA. Alfie already with one. Double Jones takes a seat early. A 3-second violation is called. Already with one. Double comes. And a 3-second violation is called.
You'll see the switch on the on-ball screen here, and Paige Beckers comes out. You'll see the switch on the on-ball screen here. Paige Beckers comes out, gets it back, likes the shot, but then you see Janet
Beckers comes back to the basketball.
Inside on the guards to get the
historic run. Beckers comes back to the basketball. Beckers on a historic in the Sweet 16. Followed it up with 30 plus. Career high 40 in the Sweet 16. Chen to Strong. Followed it up with 30 plus. Not a 3. In the Elite 8. Chen to Strong. She got it. Not a 3. Here's Rice. It's held up by Fudd. Rice dishes out. Betts wants it, and now Alfie comes around to knock it away. Rice dishes out. Betts wants it, and now Alfie comes around to knock it away. Into Strong, turning, dishing, Alfie can't finish it. Into Strong, turning, dishing, Alfie can't finish it. Get it to drop. Just pass from Sarah Strong. Backing into Strong. Dugalich, great fake. And the left-handed finish. Backing into Strong. Dugalich, great fake.
Wanted this to be a really fast-paced game. Go up and down. When you don't have the size to combat a 6'7" player, you try to tire her out. Go up and down. When you don't have the size to combat a 6'7" player, you try to tire her out.
Beautiful basketball on both ends early. Becker scrapes it up.
And rebound
Dishes
collected by
out.
Rice.
Strong.
No. And
4
rebound
minutes into the
collected by
first
Rice.
quarter. Here's Kiki Rice. The junior backs
4 minutes
away.
into the first
Dishes
quarter.
out on a Salo.
Here's
Gets
Kiki
it into
Rice.
Betts. Face-up jumper. The junior backs away. Dishes out on a Salo.
After getting that 3-second call a few possessions ago, you see her step out of the lane a little bit farther than her comfort zone. You see her step out of the lane a little bit farther than her comfort zone.
Beckers works around the three.
And the rebound taken in by
Fires.
Gabriel Hawkins led UCLA in scoring in the Elite Eight for the first time this season. As Alfie comes around again to knock in the Elite Eight for the first time this season.
This has been a great start for Janet Alfie. We've seen her get an offensive rebound putback. We've seen her in a great start for Janet Alfie. We've seen her get an offensive rebound putback. We've seen her now a couple of times move her feet and get around defensively. The brunt of Coach Alfie in practice, especially over the course of this NCAA tournament, because he knows how important she's going to be in moments like this. Over the course of this NCAA tournament, because he knows how important she's going to be in moments like this.
Has been mostly quiet otherwise, and tonight in the regular season against South Carolina has been mostly quiet otherwise.
Her parents
Tonight
made the trip
playing here in
Egypt
Tampa
to see her in a UConn uniform
for the first time.
who have made the trip from
They
Egypt to see her in a UConn
delighted
uniform
to be here
for the first time.
foremost, but with the way their daughter has started this game,
be just
against the best center in the country, Lauren Betts. With the way their daughter has started this game against the best center in the country, Lauren Betts.
Alfie loses it there, poked away by Barker and off the bench for UCLA. Alfie loses it there, poked away by Barker and off the bench for UCLA. Arnesalo swivels it in transition. 9-8, Connecticut leads UCLA more than halfway through the first quarter. 9-8, Connecticut leads UCLA more than halfway through the first quarter.
Caitlin Chen was terrific,
pulls up
and UConn's
drains the jumper.
win. An added bonus for them where she can get her mid-range shot going like that.
Betts gets a touch.
Added bonus for them when she can get her mid-range shot going like that.
Couldn't get it to drop again, was pushed out just enough. Off the bench for UCLA as well. Betts couldn't get it to drop again, was pushed out just enough. Beckers yet to score in this game. 3 straight 30-point games. Beckers yet to Connecticut record. The first to do it in the tournament. 30-point games is on the board.
Matching her own Connecticut record. The first to do it in the tournament.
She used that screen beautifully to get to her
in the final four.
She used that screen beautifully to get to her
pace to this game. Boy, what a fast back and forth Brianna Stewart for fourth most points in NCAA tournament history.
Beckers ties Brianna Stewart for fourth most
at the top of that list in NCAA tournament history. 5 turnovers for UCLA at the top of that list. Beckers turns 5 turnovers for UCLA already.
Alfie wants some help. Also needs to tie her
corner. Here's Fudd. She got it.
Alfie wants some help. Also needs to tie her shoe.
Here's Fudd. She got it. Connecticut with 6 more field goal attempts than UCLA, and Corey Close is key to us before the game. With 6 more field goal attempts than UCLA, and Corey Close is key to us before the game. Picks up her first. Got to take significantly more shots than Connecticut.
To get the ball out of their hands for other people to beat them. And last but not least, Lauren Betts has got to get to get the ball out of their hands for other people to beat them. She's got to get deeper to get her position. She's got to get deeper.
The post players for Connecticut have done an outstanding job.
She's got to get deeper to get her position.
Feet away. From that area where she completely dominates under the cylinder. Just a few feet away from that area where she completely dominates under the cylinder.
Now something to watch, Rebecca. Now Strong is the 5 in this lineup. Sarah Strong also has one personal.
So this is going to be a tough guard for Sarah Strong on the defensive end because she will have Lauren Betts. So this is going to be a tough guard for Sarah Strong on the defensive end because she will have Lauren Betts. It will be an equally tough guard for Betts on the other end.
Here's Barker, the handoff. Rice spinning at it, poked.
And defends Sarah Strong.
Here's Barker, the handoff. Rice spinning at it,
Sarah Strong was coming out in the draft this year.
Strong there.
She would be a lottery pick. Told us if Sarah Strong was coming out in the draft this year,
would concur with that.
She would be a lottery pick.
Played this season in this tournament. Everybody would concur with that, the way she has played this season in this tournament. Here's Fudd. Fudd's 3. Banks in! Here's Fudd. Fudge three. Banks in! Lazy Fudd, who started the Elite Eight 0 for 9. Starts the Final Four 3 for 3. Started the Elite Eight 0 for 9. Starts the Final Four. Connecticut lead. Barker nearly lost it. 10-point Connecticut lead. Barker trying to take Becker's. Nearly lost it. Can't get it to drop. Barker. Betts trying to take Becker's. Fading away. Can't get it to drop. Betts. Here comes Connecticut in transition. Contact from Arnold dishing. Shades three. Here comes Connecticut in transition.
And on this end of the floor, with Connecticut in their smaller lineup, it's Paige Beckers who can play the four position. We saw Connecticut in their smaller lineup, it's Paige Beckers who can play the four position. We saw Barker in this game for UCLA.
Corey Close come away with a win. Would have to be big in this game for UCLA. Here's Betts. Back to work on Strong, able to finish. Four possession in General Wood. Here's Betts, but could do nothing against Betts.
The previous possession, KK Arnold was able to get her hands on the basketball, but not that time.
Against Betts.
The previous possession, KK Arnold was able to get her hands on the basketball, but not that time.
21-13, the rebound. Connecticut in front, winner faces South Carolina. Sunday 3 Eastern on ABC. Barker the rebound. Rice kicking out. Championship game Sunday 3 Eastern on ABC. Foul on the floor against Rice kicking out. Barker
Easy Fudd gets open because Sarah Strong sets a tough screen. Kiki Rice trying to fight gets open because Sarah Strong sets a tough screen. Kiki Rice trying to fight open, a couple of power dribbles. Friendly bank and then because KK Arnold did get her hand on the basket. A couple of power dribbles.
That's the first
because KK Arnold did get her hand on the basket.
Inbound goes to Jaquez. That's a first team All-American program history. Inbound goes to Jaquez. First in program history. Betts with El Alfie there. Strong doubling. Gardner's three. Yearly banked with El Alfie there. Strong doubling. 18.7 left in the quarter.
That's
Yearly banked in.
That's really excels. She feels the double team. She's not rushed. She finds the player who's open on the weak side of the floor. Does that as well as any big. Finds the player who's open on the weak side of the floor. Does that as well as any big.
For UCLA or LSU. She went 5 for 8 Becker's 3 seconds left. The Elite Eight win for UCLA over LSU. Here's Becker's 3 seconds left. Connecticut finishing that first on a 14-5 run. This is the largest deficit. Connecticut finishing that the second quarter this season for UCLA. This is the largest deficit. Number 1 seed in this tournament. The second quarter this season for UCLA. Both of those the overall number 1 seed in this tournament. Eventually avenged that with a Big Ten championship win against them. Another turnover from UCLA. Avenged that with a Big Ten championship win against them. And another turnover from UCLA. Bounces out to Beckers. Her jumper is off as well. Get it to drop. Bounces out to Beckers. He's going to let it go out of bounds.
Last possession, UConn in his zone defense. We talked about the fact that they're going to change things up like that in the last possession. UConn in his zone defense. We talked about the fact that they're going to change things up like that in the fourth.
The 5 for Connecticut. London Jones, Jaquez, Gardner, Rice, Betts for UCLA. The 5 for Connecticut. London Jones, Jaquez, Gardner, Rice, Betts off the handoff. 6 to shoot. Fudd leaning, got hit off the handoff. Foul called on Kiki Rice. Free throws. Fudd leaning, got hit. Called on Rice. Foul called on Kiki Rice. To a good start here in the Final Four. 9 points. Called on 3 of 4 shooting. Fudd off to a good start here in the Final Four. 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Swirl it in.
Continuing to extend its pressure.
Jaquez couldn't swirl it in. Here's Fudd attacking. Fudd's pull-up is good. Here's Fudd is dialed in Tampa. Is good.
And this pressure is as much to take time off the shot clock as it is to try to get a steal. And this pressure is as much to take time off the shot clock as it is to try to get a steal.
Connecticut is just on a string right now.
Again, Connecticut in 2-3 zone.
Gugalich Connecticut is just on a string right now. Strong the rebound. Gugalich turns. No. Here's Arnold. Strong the rebound. And going the other way.
The guard has to let their post get set so they don't get that moving foul call.
And going the other way. The guard has to let their post get set so they don't get that moving foul call.
Brace on her left shoulder into the game. Now Ice Brady, who's got the shoulder injury this season. You see the brace on her left shoulder into the game. Kiki Rice, courtesy of Railcamp.
Betts surrounded. Rice. As it's deflected by Beckers out of bounds.
Surrounded.
Right for UCLA.
You see in the zone, as soon as Lauren Betts got on the block, a second defender came. She made the right pass. I think UCLA, if they had one more to the corner, they could have had an open look for free. She made the right pass. I think UCLA, if they had one more to the corner, they could have had an open look for free.
Terrific in the Elite Eight and a 5-second violation
yet in this game
on UCLA. Terrific in the Elite Eight and a 5-second violation on UCLA. That is their
UConn has taken 7 more field goal attempts already than UCLA. That was key number 1.
UConn has taken 7 more field goal attempts already than UCLA. That was key number 1 extra possession. Corey Close is down the opposite way.
UConn's likely to be
the
more
possession game thus far. Need to have extra possessions. But
it's gone the opposite way.
Giving it up in the possession game thus far. Arnold dishes. Ice Brady waits to the corner. Strong. Arnold.
No.
Dishes. Ice Brady waits to the corner. Strong.
To the Bruins.
No. And Betts on the weak side trying to spring a break to the Bruins. Here's Betts, the All-American. Twists inside. Couldn't finish it. Barker gets held up, and it's out of bounds. Twists inside. Couldn't finish it.
It'll be Connecticut basketball.
Out of bounds. Swarming defense from the Huskies.
It'll be Connecticut
basketball. As soon as Betts makes her move, here comes Paige Beckers. Here comes AZ Fudd. No matter which way Lauren Betts was going to turn, here comes Paige Beckers. Here comes AZ Fudd. No matter which way Lauren Betts was going to turn, there was going to be an additional body there.
Right call. It definitely last hit Barker's hands out of bounds.
And a whistle here will go against
underneath the hoop.
UCLA. And a whistle here will go against
and Gabriela Jaquez as Corey Close makes her case. Gabriela Jaquez as Corey Close makes her case. Across the board this season as Beckers
can't hit that one.
Coach of the year. Across the board this season as Beckers
taking this program
to its first Final Four in the NCAA era. Went to 2 semifinals in the AAW days when its national championship day in 1978. 2 semifinals in the AAW days when its national championship day in 1978. But since 1982, the air ball NCAA.
Great recovery though by Paige Beckers. Helped in and was still able to get out with a strong contest. Great recovery though by Paige Beckers. Helped in and was still able to get out with a strong contest.
Close wanted an offensive foul on Beckers. Beckers lost her defender. Strong off the screen. Close wanted an offensive foul on Beckers. Travel on Sarah Strong. As Connecticut turns it over. Roll for just the third time. Travel on Sarah Strong as Connecticut turns it over.
You see the in and out. And the ball comes in. Help. Watch Paige Beckers still able to get out, recover, and the ball comes in. Help. Watch Paige Beckers still able to get out, recover. This has been the story for UCLA this season. Lauren Betts consistently been terrific as an anchor inside. This has been the story for UCLA. They have struggled from the consistently terrific as an anchor inside. For UCLA, in their losses, they have struggled from the three-point line.
They were combined 7 for 33, 21%.
As
Betts gets a deep touch and finishes on the delivery from 21%. As this season, UCLA 25-0 on the delivery from Barker. This season, UCLA 25-0 when they hit these 6 threes. Beckers getting a breather for Connecticut as Arnold pulling instead of driving. Barker the rebound. Beckers getting a breather for Connecticut as Arnold rims out. Barker the rebound. Throws it out of bounds. Trying to get it to Rice, and immediately her teammates on the bench. Stand up, just throws it out of bounds, trying to get it to Rice, and immediately her teammates on the bench. After the turnover, Barker checks out, and Gardner comes back down for UCLA. After the turnover, Barker checks out, and Gardner comes back in for UCLA.
Bringing them together. They're out of sorts a little bit. And
10 turnovers for UCLA. They turn it over just 15 times per game on average. 10 turnovers for UCLA. They turn it over just 15 times per game on average. Spinning, dishing, Brady's mid-range is good. Arnold as Connecticut takes advantage again. Brady's mid-range is good. As Connecticut takes advantage again on a UCLA turnovers in favor of Connecticut. 14-2 edge in points off turnovers in favor of Connecticut. Here's Gardner. Jaquez dumps it in. Betts just going right to work on Ice Brady. Jaquez dumps it in. Betts just going right to work on Ice Brady. Points. Arnold Arnold gets fouled by London Jones, and KK Arnold will shoot 2 points. Arnold gets fouled by London Jones, and KK Arnold will shoot 2. Will step aside for UCLA. 12. Betts has the last 9 that Corey for UCLA has talked to us about. Is all season long that she was trying to create, manufacture chaos for her all season long, so that they could learn to just thrive in those manufactured chaos for her. She said, I was trying to find the right balance every day of practice between struggle and joy. Create that healthy tension. Felt like every day of practice needed struggle after they enjoy. Create that healthy tension. Felt like LSU group needed has obviously worked up until this point, getting to the Final Four for the first time in the NCAA era. Has obviously worked up until this point, getting to the Final Four for the first time in the NCAA era, and going to need that now, down 13.
Man to man.
Here's Betts with Brady on her. Betts dishes out. Rice will take the 3 with Brady on her. That's a big one for Kiki Rice and UCLA. Will take the 3.
What a tough shot as well. It wasn't just a catch and shoot.
For Kiki Rice and UCLA.
What a tough shot as well. It wasn't just a catch and shoot.
Rice, the talented junior, first team All Big Ten this season. Here's Beckers, Rice, the talented junior, first team All Big Ten this season. Rebound. Here's Beckers, we're going to take the held ball. Possession arrow belongs. Rebound. Shea was in there and a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Connecticut. They come
Edwards, the freshman, was off the bench in the first game. Very strong, and Joyce Edwards. Chance to see 2 of the top freshmen
jumper. She got it. Easy Fudge, 5 of 7 in this first half. Jumper. She got it.
And that created by Ashlyn Shade on the offensive
in this first
getting
half.
them another opportunity. And that created by Ashlyn Shade on the offensive glass, getting them another opportunity.
London Jones. Easy Fudge is on a Tampa burner. Draws 2. London Jones. Easy Fudge is on a Tampa burner. Connecticut has won 21 straight when Fudge scores at least 15. She already has 16. Has won 21 straight when Fudge scores at least 15. Can't get that she one already has 16. That's the rebound. The steal, dashing ahead. Can't get that one to fall. The elongated That's Euro. The rebound. Finish it.
She should have gone right into Paige Beckers. Paige has 1. Would not have picked up 2.
Euro. Couldn't finish it.
She should have gone right into Paige Beckers. Paige has 1. Would not have picked up 2.
Chen flags it down after the poke away. Looking to turn the corner, leaning, can't hit. Defended well there by Betts. Looking to turn the corner, leaning, can't hit. Defended well there by Betts. Space at that size. Here's Betts. The catch got pushed too far space at that size. Here's Betts. The catch got pushed too far underneath the hoop. That one's off. Rice hugs the rebound, but it gives Connecticut a chance to tie her up. This time UCLA has the rebound, but it gives Connecticut a chance to tie her up.
This time
UCLA
what an incredible
has
shooter
the
she
possession
is,
arrow.
Especially when she's feeling it and gets hot. That time, we know what an incredible shooter she is, especially when she's feeling it and gets
really
hot.
struggled
for much of that game, shooting the basketball. Out of a timeout, Gino Auriemma ran a play to get her going. For much of that game, shooting the basketball. Out of a timeout, Gino Auriemma ran a play to get her going.
Daisy jokes with us when they first drew up the elevator screen play. She said, wait, is he really drawing up for me right now? Daisy joked with us when they first drew up the elevator screen play. She said, wait, is he really drawing up for me right now? Turning, she had been flipping and banking it in. As Strong had to be careful with turning, flipping and banking it in.
Finish by Dougal.
As Strong had to be careful with 1 foul already.
Really nice finish by Dougal.
Ended up in more space than expected and said, okay, I'll take it. Beckers ended up in more space than expected and said, okay, I'll take it. Artisalo loses it. Strong has it. Artisalo in transition. Beckers, what a feed! Loses it. The Strong has it. In transition, Beckers, what a feed!
She went 728 days without playing in an NCAA tournament game. She went 728 days without playing in an NCAA tournament game. But I stuck with it, and here she is on the biggest stage. Come back, she said there were times I wasn't sure if it was worth it, but I stuck with it, and here she is on the biggest stage.
Coming back to Connecticut for another season UCLA turnover. Their 13th. Strong comes up with a knockaway. Corey close to shaking her head. UCLA turnover. Their 13th. Chen fakes the 3.
Corey close to shaking her head.
Oh yeah. Chen fakes the three. Fudd, one more. Oh, yeah. AZ Fudd on a torrential tear here in Tampa. AZ Fudd on a torrential tear here in Tampa. 19 in the first half. No. El Alfie the rebound. Rice, Connecticut looking like a machine in this first half. Connecticut looking like a machine in this first half. Beckers. El Alfie. Back to Fudd. Fudd gives it up. 10 to shoot. Beckers. Back to Fudd. From the logo, gives it out of bounds. 10 to shoot. Beckers.
Out of a timeout, Corey Close draws up a play, wants the elbow entry. Sarah Strong knew it was coming. Corey Close draws up a play, wants the elbow entry. Sarah Strong knew it was coming.
With another big shot for UConn.
Holly gave those numbers about time between games for AZ.
Ends up with another big shot for UConn.
961 days of time between games for AZ. AZ played just 2 games together over that span. 961 days of Connecticut together to play together. AZ played just 2 games together over that span. This season and coming to Connecticut together. UCLA together. Early there. Finally are getting that chance this season and coming through. With 5 seconds left. Too early there. Time for Connecticut. Chen with 5 seconds left. She does not. Beckers. And that will do.
This team is better than they've shown so far. They've got to protect the basketball and get back to being UCLA. This team is better than they've shown so far. They've got to protect the basketball and get back to being UCLA.
To USC, we're able to come back in the Big Ten championship game. To USC, we're able to come back to begin the second half tonight. Win that. El Alfie gets denied, but 20 to begin the second half tonight. London Jones was stuck on El Alfie. Gets denied, but a foul.
As London UCLA was in a zone defense, but they could have just been in a switching man-to-man defense. Either way, London Jones was in a zone defense, but they could have just been in a post switching man-to-man defense. Either way, London Jones battle every time. Ended up buried in the post by Janet El Alfie, and El Alfie's going to win that battle every time.
Talking about
I like the odds for the 6-5
on 5-4. Yeah, no, that feels strong.
I like the odds for the 6-5 on that.
Yeah, no, that feels strong. El Alfie misses both. And UCLA catch a rhythm here. Misses both in this second half. And UCLA catch a rhythm here in this second half. For the fewest Connecticut had allowed in a half this season as Rice 22 points for the fewest Connecticut had allowed in a half this season as Rice. And then it was halfway down before spinning out stays here with the Bruins.
Sarah Strong did a good job of coming over and contesting that shot while staying completely vertical, so she would not pick up a foul. And contesting that shot while staying completely vertical, so she would not pick up a foul.
Back to Rice. Here's London Jones, surrounded in the corner. Back to Rice. Has it taken away by Beckers. Was trying to get it into Betts. Has it taken away by Beckers.
That's one way you defend the post is by limiting. El Alfie had fallen down, and that's one way you defend the post is by limiting the entry pass.
Beckers able to hit over the extended arm of Betts.
I know how much you love extension on entry pass.
Limiting the entry pass.
I know how much you love extension on entry pass.
London Jones
limiting the entry
lost her footing and the basketball. The second half starting the way the first half went for UCLA. Lost her footing and the basketball. The second half starting the way the first half went for UCLA. Fudd lobs it in. UConn is just humming in transition tonight. UConn is just humming in transition tonight. In points off of turnovers. A 23-4 edge in points off of turnovers. Beaky Rice across her body gets a whistle and will shoot 2. Beaky Rice across her body gets a whistle and will shoot 2.
Beckers dancing with the basketball, comes off the screen. Betts tries to close out, and then how about this? Comes off the screen. Betts tries to close in the second quarter from the UConn Huskies. Just a beautiful touch. Very similar play in the second quarter from the UConn Huskies. Just a beautiful
transition from Connecticut as Rice. A lot of highlights tonight. 43 straight transition from Connecticut as Rice in the NCAA tournament. 43 straight free throws made in the NCAA tournament. And survives the announcer jinx. And survives the announcer jinx. That's right.
You're not jinxing
Let the people know.
definitely got good juju coming on.
That's
You're
here's
not
Chen.
jinxing
Let the people
anybody,
know.
friend.
Here's Chen. Pull-up jumper is short. Beckers. Solo into the game. Jumper for UCLA. She subbed in early in the first half. Solo into the game as well for UCLA. She subbed in early in the first half. Didn't take it right away. Gugalich, trying to get it down to Betts. Take it right away. But Betts still was able to gather and finish. Gugalich trying to get it down to Betts.
Does a really good job
but Betts still was able to gather and finish.
She gives herself the patience and the grace to get her feet under her so she can finish.
Betts with 13. The rest of UCLA with 13.
To get her feet under her so she can finish.
Kicks it out. Betts with 13. The rest of UCLA with 13. Loses the handle. Strong kicks it out. Solid. Run off to Gugalich. Loses the handle. Here comes Arnisalo. Kiki Rice keeps it alive for UCLA. Her three is
Orion begging for a foul.
Kiki Rice keeps it alive for UCLA.
Orion begging for a foul there.
Here's Rice. Betts working Alfie. Betts. Swim move inside. Working Alfie. The rebound taken in by Connecticut. Swim move inside. Down the floor. Chen got free. Rebound taken in by Connecticut. Beckers pulls the string. Down the floor. Chen got free. Bounces back. Beckers pulls the string in this game. 8 points. Comes into this one. Beckers straight 30-point game in this game. 8 points. Connecticut comes into this one. Time a Connecticut player's done it in the tournament though. As Betts again digs in deep and finishes. The player's done it in the tournament 15 for Lauren Betts. Again digs in deep and finishes. 15 for Lauren Betts. Betts, who will return to UCLA for another year to play with her sister Sienna, who will return to UCLA for another year to play with her sister Sienna, who was just the McDonald's All-American Game MVP. And another turnover here from Fud back-to-back. Rice kicks it out. Jaquez. Whoa. Way too much on it.
Again, Rice a really nice contested recovery by Paige Beckers defensively.
Way too much on it. Here's
again,
Chen.
a really nice contested recovery by Paige Beckers defensively.
Finishing. Here's Chen. Attacking, dishing. Alfie finishing. Wow, UCLA just 1 of 7 from 3 in this game. Wow, UCLA just 1 of 7 from 3 in this game. Jaquez on the cut. Can't get that to drop. Jaquez the rebound. Again unable to finish. Been a tough night so far for Jaquez. Jaquez the rebound. Again unable to finish. Been a tough night so far for Jaquez. 10 hits. The hero of the Elite Eight. Beckers separates.
During the halftime show, talk about UConn and the pace with which they play. They want to go fast, even if it's after a made bucket or a defensive board. Doesn't just have to be a steal. Fast, even if it's after a made bucket or a defensive board. Doesn't just have to be a steal.
Here's Gardner coming free, rims out on a 3. In a season. And here's Gardner coming free, able to collect the rebound for Connecticut. And Gardner, who was strong, hit 5 threes, collect the rebound for Connecticut. Now 0 for 2 from deep, and UCLA as a team is 1 of 8. Elite 8. Now 0 for 2 from deep, and UCLA as a team is 1 of 8. Here's Strong, the freshman directing traffic. 10 points, 6 rebounds for Sarah Strong. Here's Strong, the freshman directing traffic. Dumps it in. 10 points, 6 rebounds for Sarah Strong. Arnold dumps it in. Rice did a loose handle. Arnold nearly got to it. Rice did a loose handle. Feels like nearly got to it. Went over and back there as Rice then gets fouled. Emma feels like Rice went over and back there as Rice then gets fouled.
You detail Lauren Betts' impact on the court, but I think her impact in March Madness goes far beyond that. Lauren Betts' impact on the court, but I think her impact in March Madness goes far beyond her mental health struggle. She came with an article where she had to step away from the team, was very vulnerable, sharing her mental health struggle. And from a year ago, where she had to step away from the team, she was hospitalized, about how she did for help and to her openness and willingness to be vulnerable in that article, and talk about how she did the work earlier this week to improve her mental health. Down her face as she described. It inspired a lot of people, and as we met with her earlier this week, younger self were streaming down her face as she described. Had a lot of people reach out on social media with DMs saying, "You have helped save my life." And she said, "When you're struggling, the strong thing is to ask for help, saying you have helped save my life." When you're struggling, the strong thing is to ask for help, and Lauren Betts is teaching us every
that story and then being beautifully said, Holly, and hearing Lauren talk about it, reading that story, and then being in the counting how many people have reached out to her to say thank you for the way that she has helped them by telling her story. How many people have reached out to her to say thank you for the way that she has helped them by telling her story. Beckers can't get that one. Volleyed up in the air, ends up back with Beckers. Beckers can't get that one. Volleyed up in the air, ends up back with Beckers. Three is good. Strong at three.
Kiki Rice is working so hard defensively, trying to prevent AZ Flood from having a similar second half to what she had in the first half. Trying to prevent AZ Flood from having a similar second half to what she had in the first half. And then Sarah Strong can just step in and make another player hitting a three and look easy.
Outside the Strong's third three of the game. Dex gets a touch. UCLA trying to take Brady outside the paint this corner. Pass not on target. Gets a touch. Trying to take Brady. It in. Into the corner, flies back for her fifth board. Arnisalo couldn't cup it in. Beckers flies back for her fifth board. Fudd gives it up. Beckers dances inside and finishes. Gives it up. Push the foul. Beckers dances inside and finishes. Push the foul.
UConn is moving the ball so unselfishly and quickly, and then there, Paige Beckers is moving the ball so unselfishly and quickly, and then there, Paige Beckers slicing through the lane, gets hit right in the neck, able to finish anyway.
First. Beckers with 12 points. Dugalich picks up her first. Beckers with 12 points. Connecticut just 3 of 7 from the line. This is the free throw. Normally a Connecticut just 3 of 7 from the line in this game.
Look at the energy.
Normally a
KK Arnold is providing on the defensive end of the floor. Look at the energy.
There's Jaquez.
KK Arnold is providing on the defensive end of the floor.
Over to Betts, center of the lane. Beckers scraping at it, and it goes out of bounds off of Connecticut. Over to Betts, center of the lane. NCAA championship game on Sunday. Goes out of bounds off of Connecticut. Don't miss the women's NCAA championship game on Sunday. For more information, go to NCAA.com today at 2 Eastern on ABC. NCAA championship information. Go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 3 Eastern. NCAA championships. Bird and Taurasi on ESPN at 3. Right around 3 Eastern. And then foul stays here. On ESPN at 3. It's whistled for the personal. Foul stays here as Shade gets 7 of 13 from the personal. The rest of UCLA 7 of 13 from the floor. 5 for 22. The rest of UCLA
continues to struggle to hit from the perimeter. That just gives Connecticut permission to continue to dig down and help inside on perimeter. That just gives Connecticut permission to continue to dig down and help inside on Betts.
That one is good. It's Gardner. That one is good. State transfer. It's Amia Gardner. The Oregon State transfer. 5 in the win against LSU. Who had 5 in the win against LSU. Connects her 4th 3 of the night. Left alone. And the freshman is up to 16 points. 4th 3 of the night. And the freshman is up to 16 points. Eurozine loses it out of bounds. Last hit Connecticut with 1:31 to go in the third. Eurozine loses it out of bounds.
So much attention on AZ Fudd that when she cuts to the basket, 2 defenders go with her. So much attention on AZ Fudd that when she cuts to the basket, 2 defenders go with her. The result, Sarah Strong wide open from 3.
Here's Betts. Handing it off. Here's Betts. Barker in the corner lets it fly and hits from 3. Now, Barker in the corner lets it fly at Texas A&M. Shot at 36%. She hit 2 years here at Texas A&M. Shot at 36% with UCLA. For 2 years there. Here, that's just her 6th 3 of the season with UCLA. No. Barker screams in for the rebound. Fudd, pull up. No. Final minute of this third. Barker screams in for the rebound. Fudd has not scored in the third after she had 19 in the first half. Been more Beckers not scored in this third after she had 19 in the first half. Badly. Been more Beckers and Strong this quarter. Strong in transition. Lays it home. Up ahead, Strong in transition for lays.
Sarah
Strong up to 18 points. Sarah Strong in the third. Up to 18 points. The lead is 25 for Connecticut. Here in the third. The lead is 25 for Connecticut. Against UConn. That will put UCLA at the line. And a whistle underneath. Against UConn. That will put UCLA at the line. So like a lot of what he has seen tonight, this team has forced 16 turnovers. They have a 23-5 advantage in points off of turnovers. This team has forced 16 turnovers. They have a 23-5 advantage in points off of turnovers. 47% from three. Connecticut shooting 53% as a team and 47% from three. Betts gets the first free throw. Betts gets the first free throw. And hits them both. Lauren Betts doing everything she can for UCLA. And hits them both. Lauren Betts doing everything she can. 17 points for UCLA. Strong has 8 of the last 10 for Connecticut. 17 points. Strong has 8 of the last 10 for Connecticut. Here's Fudd, 4 seconds left in the quarter. Brady lines it up. Here's Fudd, 4 seconds left in the quarter. Dudley will inbound for UCLA, getting some minutes here, the freshman. And that will do it for the Dudley will inbound for UCLA, getting some minutes here, the freshman. Plays about 12 minutes a game. Tonight is a normal part of the rotation. Off to Gardner, launching. Plays about 12 minutes a game. Way off, and Rice. Able to dig up the rebound. Way off for Connecticut on the offensive end.
Izzy Fudd able to dig up the rebound. Third quarter, but Sarah Strong had 10 points. They just have so much balance across the board in the third quarter. But Sarah Strong had 10 points. They just have so much balance across the board.
Strong gets a 20-point night for Sarah Strong. It's another 20-point night for Sarah Strong.
Top Sarah Strong. A beautiful high-low pass. She's got incredible hands. Finishes. Sarah Strong holds the seal. She's got incredible hands. Finishes. How shy she can be for the and one settings. And did you see the embarrassed smile on her face as her teammates are coming over in certain settings? Chest bumping her and giving her five. Smile on her face as her teammates are coming over. Chest bumping her and giving her five.
Sarah Strong is Paige Becker swears that behind Rice doors, Sarah Strong is quote a yapper. Kiki Rice couldn't quite pizza pie it in. Here's Chen. Chen looking for Beckers. Off to Fudd. Chen. Fudd looking for Beckers. 7 to shoot. Off to Fudd. Chen lets it fly. Fudd off. Stood up. Gardner the rebound. 7 to shoot. Chen lets it fly. Off. And Gardner the rebound. Easy Fudd with 19. Beckers with 12. Sarah Strong with 20. That trio has been 19, Beckers with 12, Sarah Strong with 20. Basketball this trio has been the most
terrific closeout by Paige Beckers when the ball went into the post. Another terrific closeout by Paige Beckers when the ball went into the post and then reversed. Not only here at the Final Four, but in the regional as well. UConn has worked multiple not only here at the Final Four, but in the regional as well. And Paige Beckers has done it brilliantly here today. Getting the ball in the post, doubling, and then Xing out, and Paige Beckers has done it brilliantly here today.
Beckers seeking that elusive first title on the floor. Could have been anybody better. Deep catch and at this time of year on the floor. Brianna Stewart. Could have been anybody better. 4 straight national championships. 4 straight Final Four most outstanding player awards. 4 straight national championships. 4 straight Final Four most outstanding player awards. Lauren Betts able to finish. Lauren Betts up to 19. Lauren Betts able to finish. Lauren Betts up to 19. 25 for Connecticut. The lead is 25 for Connecticut. It'll be a quick turnaround to Sunday afternoon for these teams. It'll be a quick turnaround to Sunday afternoon. Fakes for 3, gonna drive it and finish it. Sarah Strong fakes for 3. The freshman is always under control. She has 22. Sarah Strong
The freshman is always under control. She has 22.
And 4 of 6 from 3.
6'2"
30 defense all game long as well. 4 of 6
tournament
from 3.
high with 22.
30 defense
That's
all game long
surrounded.
as well.
Ties are tournament high with 22. That's surrounded. Dugalich lets it fly. No. Looking back in. Rebound. Chen had it, and Dugalich lets it fly. No. Rebound.
Chen in the area as well, but it's Shade who gets the personal.
Sarah Strong, you have to contest because she is
Chen
a
in the area
threat
as
from
well,
the
but it's
perimeter.
Shade who gets the
Couple
personal.
dribbles inside. You have to contest because she is a threat from the perimeter. Couple dribbles inside.
Holly
has such nice
Gino said that
finishes when she
UConn
gets to
saw
the rim.
Sarah Strong in a nondescript
Holly?
gym the summer after her freshman year.
that
UConn saw Jamel Elliott was walking through the nondescript gym the summer after her freshman year. Where are you going? Jamel Elliott was walking through the tournament and she saw Nikisha Sales, a former UConn great. And so she went out, she saw it for the first time. Way out in the Jamel Elliott quickly called Gino and said, I just found the best. And so she went out, she saw it for the first time.
She's not
Jamel
far off
Elliott
freshman of the year this year nationally, and Sarah Strong
player
in America, and she's not far off
freshman
of the year this year nationally, and Sarah Strong continues to impress. But good job, Jamel Elliott. You saw a good one.
Where, you know,
they don't put you anywhere near the premier gym.
So
it took some finding. They don't put you anywhere near the premier gym.
Yeah, so I found the best player in the class.
It took some finding.
Sarah Strong
and then Jamel immediately called to say,
talking to
I found the best player this season, Rebecca.
Sarah Strong has just been incredible. And even talking to Gino Ariema earlier this season, Rebecca, he would marvel and how the instincts for the game that Sarah has, the things she can't right away in this collegiate career.
And she comes into this
so many upperclassmen-like things right away in this collegiate career.
Things
right away in this collegiate career.
Leading UConn in this NCAA tournament and things
right away in this collegiate career.
And she comes into this Final Four leading this.
Right. She's the number one recruit this past year.
Incredible.
Arnold picks up.
He's the number one recruit this past year.
Arnold picks up Strong, personal in the back, yet another 20-point game. Sarah
she has
Strong
matched
Maya Moore and Paige Beckers
yet another
for the most
20-point
game.
UConn freshman. She has
the last
25
Maya Moore and
seasons.
Paige Beckers for the most
Chen
by a UConn
freshman
in the last 25 seasons.
We talked about
Chen
that
number.
that out of bounds.
With the net rating for
we talked about that number.
Strong and Fudd entering this game. Net rating.
Those three are on the floor together. They have outscored opponents by an
entering this game.
Absurd. Those three are on the floor together. They have outscored opponents by an absolutely absurd 40
tonight. That number per 100 possessions likely to only go up. We can't guarantee it because it's already really high, but they've been pretty great together again. We can't guarantee it because it's already really high, but they've been pretty great together again.
She did
not play.
Griffin getting minutes now for Connecticut.
The Elite Eight
came on
to start the fourth quarter after the Sweet 16. Then the Elite Eight Connecticut's lead to 5.
Came on to start the fourth quarter after
USC
had gone on a run and cut Connecticut's lead. Connecticut was able to separate in that fourth.
And Griffin
played a big role in why Connecticut was able to separate in that fourth
certainly be impactful on both ends of the floor.
Connecticut's big three
was
all delivered tonight.
On both ends of the floor.
Connecticut's big three was all delivered tonight. Arnold bounces in. Oh, what a look. Strong to Griffin, unable to finish. Really nice looking play. Oh, what a look. Strong to Griffin, unable to finish. 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Really nice looking play. There's Kiki Rice. 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Lori Close has talked about how much Rice has grown in her ability to read the game as the point guard. Lori Close has talked about how much Rice has grown in her ability to read the game as the point guard. That's always her first instinct. Dugalich can't finish. Another good contest for Beckers. That's always her first instinct. Dugalich can't finish. Another good contest from Beckers. Strong hands it off. Beckers goes cross court. Strong hands it through the lane. Beckers goes cross the whistle. And Caitlin Chen is going to shoot too. Can't flip it in, but gets a whistle. And Caitlin Chen is going to shoot too.
met with Coach Oram a couple days ago. He said he could point to 3 games this season where he thought they played. Met with Coach Oram a couple days ago. He said he could point to 3 games this season where he thought they played well as a team. With him tomorrow, Louisville, assuming this score holds.
He's going to add this one.
We'll add this with him tomorrow.
I loved L. Duncan.
Assuming this score holds.
Quiz Page. Going to add this one.
We'll add this one.
Gino at left. He said, all right. Gino said there's been 3 games only where you guys have fired on all cylinders. Can you guess that? Gino at left. He said, all right. Gino said there's been 3 games only where you guys have fired on all cylinders. Can you guess them? Gino talked the other day about how much he's going to miss Paige Beckers. They've had such talk the other day about how much he's going to miss Paige Beckers. They've had 5 years at Connecticut. A unique relationship. Remember her throughout her career here over 5 years at Connecticut. She checks out. Remember her freshman year as she checks out here in Tampa. The famous back slap of Gino Auriemma. To a nice ovation here in Tampa.
Backside slap?
Yeah, backside the famous back slap of Gino Auriemma. Diana Taurasi at Super. Yeah, backside slap.
We never would have gotten away with that as a freshman.
Diana Taurasi at Super. Them telling you as well. We never would have gotten away with that as a freshman with Gino. But those two have a really special relationship. And pretty soon, Paige will be moving on to the WNBA draft, where she is the projected #1 Paige will be moving on to the WNBA draft, where she is the projected #1 overall pick. Betts. It's the jumper. It's been a good showing for Lauren Betts. Currently have 23 points, 10 of 16 from the jumper. It's been a good showing for Lauren Betts. 23 points, 10 of 16 from the floor from the first-team All-American, who will be back for UCLA next year. Outstanding season from the first-team All-American, who will be back for UCLA next year. Arnold banks it in. Strong, nice 29-point edge for Connecticut. 29-point edge for Connecticut. Jones throws it away out of bounds, and it's going to be Connecticut basketball. 4:15 away from a trip to the national championship basketball. 4:15 away from a trip to the national championship game. A complete performance tonight from those stars, and Gino Auriemma now has a complete performance tonight from those stars, and Gino Auriemma now has Bud Beckers as El Alfie can't hit the jumper and out of bounds. We check in with Holly.
Paige Beckers has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. Over 2 million followers on social media. All eyes are on her all the time. Paige Beckers has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. Over 2 million followers on social media. Last round in Spokane all the time. When I asked Paige, what did Gino Auriemma pull her aside in their last round in Spokane? What does my team need from me tonight? She said, in Spokane it was 40 points one game. Another game it was 8 assists, but tonight it's been defense. In Spokane it was 40 points one game. Another game it was 8 assists, but tonight it's been defense. Give her team what they need. That precious like Coach Auriemma asked her to do. We have seen
right there, they needed a big reaction on the bench after that take from Jana El Alfie. And right there, they needed a big reaction on the bench after that take from Jana El Alfie. Thank you very much. He can feel that too. He said, when there's outside expectations, he was talking to her about how he can feel that too. He said, you can get caught up in expectations. What does this mean for me? Do I need this title? And the way he get caught up in focuses himself. What does this mean for me? Do I need this title? And the way he focuses himself in his moments, as he says, that that mentality is really what unlocked her into those zone mode she was in. That mentality is really what Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Into those simply staying with that mindset in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Just simply staying with that mindset. Rice fires a pass in. Betts turning, will finish. Family Rice here. Fires a pass in from Egypt to watch it for the first time. She played great tonight. Family here. It was interesting. Rebecca Egypt to watch it for the first time. She played great tonight. Earlier in the tournament. Ooh, look out. It was interesting. Rebecca takes a big hit from Kiki Rice. Earlier in the tournament. Ooh, look out. KK Arnold takes a big hit from Kiki Rice. That South Carolina game, and the foul called picks up her 5th foul. Gino Auriemma said, look, that South Carolina game stars. The seasons are done for UCLA as Connecticut adds on a little more. Seasons are done for UCLA as Connecticut adds on a little more. Arnasalo buries the 3. Arnasalo buries the 3. That's out of bounds. Rebecca, how about just putting a bow on the season for UCLA? A historic one for them. Rebecca, how about just putting a bow on the season for UCLA? Obviously emotional as it comes to a close after Lauren Betts. Her sensational season. Emotional as it comes to a National Defensive Player of the Year. Her sensational season. All-American. The National Defensive Player of the Year. And UCLA in the Final Four for the first time in the NCAA era, which dates back to UCLA in the Final Four for the first time in the NCAA era, which dates back to the national championship. Went to two semifinals, but it has been a long time for this program and won a national championship. Pretty incredible accomplishment. It has been a long time for this program.
Certainly, and winning the Big Ten.
Pretty incredible accomplishment this year for UCLA and Corey Crow.
Certainly. And winning the Big Ten conference and just putting on dominant performances, ranked in their first season most of the season, and most of their players just putting on dominant performances, ranked number one for most of the season, and most of their players returning for next year.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
No,
they will be right back competing amongst the best teams in the nation next season. They will be right back competing amongst the best teams in the nation next season. Arnold. It's both. 31-point edge for Connecticut. It's both. 31-point edge for Connecticut. Get to see the top two freshmen in the nation on Sunday with Joyce Edwards and Sarah Strong. See the top two freshmen in the nation on Sunday with Joyce Edwards. South Carolina, who's developed a nice rivalry in recent years. UConn in South Carolina championship game, a nice rivalry in recent years. South Carolina win in the national championship game. Oriema has taken in the national championship game. South Carolina win. As Brady squeezes it in, Oriema has taken in the national championship game. And the Connecticut bench is having a party. Brady squeezes it in, plus the foul. And the Connecticut bench is having a party.
A great pass, a tough catch by Ice Brady, but the lefty here able to finish it with her left. A tough catch by Ice Brady, but the lefty here able to finish it with her left as she's falling out of bounds.
Brady completes the three-point play. Brady completes the three-point play.
It is going to be an absolute.
Any early thoughts looking ahead to Sunday?
To watch. It is going to be. I cannot wait to watch these two freshmen. Fun game to watch. High-paced. I cannot wait to watch these two freshmen. Joyce Edwards and Sarah Strong compete with one another. Yeah, I think we're going to have a much closer game than what we saw in the regular season.
Arnold gets fouled, and we'll go to the line. Arnold gets fouled, and we'll go to the line. Beckers and Sarah Strong, all smiles. Paige Beckers and Sarah Strong. Strong with 22. All smiles. Beckers with 16. AZ Fudd with 19 all in the first half. Beckers with 16. AZ Fudd with 19 all in the first half. Oriema told us earlier this year, before the Tennessee game, even when Connecticut was struggling a little bit, told us earlier this year, before the Tennessee game, even when Connecticut was struggling a little bit, and then lost that game before the South Carolina game, he said to us, you know what, I'm going to have a great NCAA tournament team. Then before the South Carolina game, he said to us, you know what, the man who's won more games than anybody in the history of college basketball was right. The man who's won more games than anybody in the history of college basketball was right. Throws it away. Caroline Ducharme shot clock is turned off. Throws it away. Shot clock is turned off. Get your popcorn ready. Connecticut, your South Carolina ready. Connecticut, South Carolina.